78.29. My average is 78.10.
Well done, Ian Jarvis.
So you actually didn't meet... Hold on, you didn't meet the league's average marks?
Correct.
Can I... I just rolled the chair over me foot. That has also been copied and pasted, apart from the marks and the name, and sent to every referee on the panel. Can I just point that out?
I can tell what razor sharp.
Yeah, yeah. It's still 2-0. So an interesting fact about
the show is that we're dying on our arse.
Well, the interesting fact about the show is it's the last but one show. If it was my way,
penultimate.
This would be the last one. The penultimate one, yeah. But I would like to say that it's still 2-0. Swansea 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Lee Camp, very good goalkeeper.
Is he?
Guess who he's now internationally playing for? I didn't know this till last week.
Wales?
Northern Ireland. Because England didn't want him. Wow. Robert Green, shocking. Paul Robinson, retired. Ben Foster, shocking-ish, retired. People like Lee Camp.
Tried to cue him up there, but he weren't having it, was it?
Frank Carson.
Oh, yeah.
Go on, do it now.
Frank Carson.
Nobody will notice. Nobody's listening. So don't
No, I can't do it.
Frank Carson.
Yeah. Scott Carson. We should not be getting rid of players like that. Knobheads.
Good evening and welcome to Sportopsy live on air.
Jim.
Please do not swear.
Scrivo, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. It's James Lee, yeah?
Potato.
I recognise the voice well, mate.
Yeah. Are we live now, yeah?
Yeah, so don't swear.
No problem, no problem. Just want to talk about Arsenal and the result yesterday.
It's a great result, mate.
Well, we've got two Villa fans in here, which...
I've just got your YouTube, mate. I've just got your YouTube, James. I'm going to pause it and let it buffer.
Yeah, have a look at that. I mean, fair play to Villa, first and foremost, because they played really well and they wanted it.
To be fair, James, they haven't played very well all year, so they had to do it once, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah. But unfortunately for Arsenal, it's just like their last home game of the season. You know, they want to really play up for the fans and give the fans something back because it's been quite a disappointment. And they couldn't even be bothered to play, you know. And after the first 10 minutes, even the goalkeeper, Wojciech Szczesny, has said that he felt like the defenders, the centre-backs in front of him, didn't even know.
Do you know why, James? I can tell you exactly why that happened.
Go on.
Because they're all paid too much money, that's why.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They didn't. You're exactly right. You see it. It doesn't matter what level of football you watch. Well, maybe not. That's a bit harsh, but you see it in all the top leagues when the season's finished. Those supporters like yourself are still paying that money to go and see that side every single year, and I think it's disgraceful that they do that.
James, I had a blazing row at the Edmonton Park Hotel, and with a Arsenal supporter that went in, week out. And I said, I'm sorry, the spine of the team isn't there. I think you need a first-class goalkeeper. And I'm not saying Chesney's not, but he's not there yet. He will be.
Of course, yeah.
But I think you need a first-class goalkeeper. You need a centre-half that's going to dominate the back four, which I feel you haven't got. I think Vermaelen will come into his own over the next year or two. But he needs somebody alongside him that's going to dominate the back four. You need a holding midfielder that will dominate, like Vieira did when you were winning everything. Dominate the midfield, and you need an out-and-out striker.
Goal scorer, yeah.
That's going to... It's a whole new league, and I don't care what league you come from, whether it's Italy, Spain... Portugal, Germany, France, whatever. The Premiership is a lot faster, a lot more physical, a lot more demanding than any league in the world.
Yeah, and you know the other thing is, it's like all the other teams, Tottenham, Man City, that are up there, you know, that are going to be battling with us next season, they're going to strengthen as well. So, you know, if Arsenal don't strengthen, then there's going to be massive problems for us. You know, Europa League next season if they don't.
But the only thing I would say is you've got to admire what Arsene Wenger's done for Arsenal.
Yeah.
He has paid that stadium off.
Yeah.
85 million, he has bought that stadium.
Mm.
Now, this is my feelings now. I think now the board's got to turn around to him and say, right, you've paid the stadium off, you've got us the 85 million, here is 60, 70 million, go and spend it wisely, get us into a position where we will definitely be in the top 3 next year.
Yep.
Man City are going to attract all the top players next year. And I don't care who they are, whether it's Wayne Rooney or whatever, they will attract the players and they will pay the money for them.
Yeah.
And if Mancini or whoever's in charge of Man City next year wants players, it's going to be very difficult for any player to refuse that position, because he will make it 300, 400, 500,000 a week just to get that player there. And you can't argue, you can't upset any player. Any player that goes for money, you've got to say it's a very short career. Why wouldn't you?
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. You know, did you know about this march that they had yesterday? That's
Yes.
been going. This group's been going for about a year now, since the end of last season, when we had similar kind of results as well. Through Wigan, I believe, 3-2 in the end. And they started up this Black Scarf movement, which I thought was a little bit like Man United with the green and gold.
Yeah.
But to be honest, for what they've done, they've released a press release. They've had meetings with the club already, and they had a march yesterday before the game. They expected 200. They got about 350 in the end, and I've sent you a link on YouTube to have a look at the video. And I mean, I can't really repeat what they were shouting because we're on air, but it was spend some effing money, you know. And I think the fans are just upset that we're having to pay the most in ticket prices in the Premier League, one of the highest, you know, priced Premier League games or clubs to charge fans, and you know, we're not spending money. And
I thought you were second to Chelsea, mate.
A lot of people can see that we only need 2 or 3 experienced players in that team to really push on. But yet he doesn't want to do it, and it's just, you know, I mean, the board keeps saying that the club have got 40 mil in the bank. I mean, well, you know, spend some money, you know, but they just don't.
I personally think that Arsene Wenger was set in his ways, and he decided what he'd got was good enough to get through. Unfortunately, the likes of Ramsey and Wiltshire in midfield, they're too similar. You haven't got somebody who is a Vieira or Roy Keane who sticks the boot in, gets him where it hurts.
Gets solid,
You haven't got a centre half of Tony Adams or Martin Keown who would die for the cause. And you haven't got a goalkeeper that is international.
Why don't they try and buy that Samba from?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, seriously,
apparently we went in for him.
That
Seriously,
would do, wouldn't it, Jay?
If Blackburn goes down, Samba will be the most sought after centre half.
Well, why not have Samba and Robinson?
Because
they would both add
I'll tell you now,
something to.
That Samba is saved Blackburn so many points this year. It's unbelievable. Yeah. He's been a one-man bloody defence.
Isn't this the Samba though that threatened chucked the armband down when what's his name? Sam Allardyce got sacked and said he'd never captain the side again. Funny how that can change.
No, but I'll tell you now, seriously. Shall I tell you seriously now? If Blackburn gets relegated, they've only the owners, the Kentucky Fried Chicken people or whatever they're called, or Indian Fried Chicken people, they deserve what they've got, because they shouldn't have sacked Allardyce, because he was doing a bloody good job for Blackburn, and they've only got themselves to blame because they didn't like his style of play. Well, I'll tell you now, what Keane's doing for him is no different to what Allardyce was doing. And it's the same players, but they don't want to play for him. The players don't want to play for him. Samba come out and said he didn't want to play for him.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
They chucked a bit more money his way and he took it back on.
Yeah. Just going back to this Black Scarf movement, this march that they had, they managed to get up to the Diamond Club entrance, which is where the directors are. And funnily enough, David Dean was spotted going in there, and he actually gave them a wave and acknowledged what they're doing in the protest. And a few of the fans went up and shook his hands, and he said, you know, fair play for what you're doing. It's about time that Arsenal fans have done this. And I mean, it's causing splits between fans. There's fans there that will blindly buy. I think we've had 8 kits in the last 4 seasons, and there's fans that will blindly buy these kits. And fair play to them, you know. But it's like, you know, these are the same people that are arguing that there's nothing wrong at Arsenal. I mean, I believe, the way I see it as an Arsenal fan, we have been a top club for a while. And we need that little extra push to go for it. And we've got the money in the bank. Why not spend it? And they just won't do it. You know,
James,
I'm
not.
Sad. It's sad that Arsenal's got like this. But
I'm not trying to be nasty or anything now.
No.
And please don't take this wrong way, because I like Arsenal. I love watching the way they play football. But it's getting harder to stay in the top 4. And I think if you don't buy sensibly next year,
I'll tell you,
you're not going to be in the top 4.
Man is just.
We're going to be playing Europa League football, and you know, teams like Tottenham are going to overtake us, God forbid.
Yeah.
But
or Liverpool.
Not being funny, mate.
Man is just MSN'd us in and said that they need Cahill, but I think he's going to Chelsea.
Shall I tell you something now?
Cahill's available as well, isn't
he?
So,
You know,
but he refused to sign an extended contract. So he's going somewhere, and Arsenal do like to get players on the cheap. They do.
The thing is,
and
if we go in for any player, he has to have Premiership experience, so he doesn't have to bed in.
Can you imagine if you had
for that player, and Man City even just try and bid for that player, we're out the market.
They've got him.
Can you imagine if you had Cahill and Samba together?
Well, that would be nice. We'd stop a few goals coming in.
Yes, you would.
You would stop a lot of goals coming in.
Do you know what, though, James? You cannot blame Arsene Wenger for this, because...
Brilliant manager.
But not only that, he bid 25 million for Pepe Reina in January, and it got refused. Right? Now, that, to me, was the only goalkeeper in the world that he should have bid for, and the right money, right?
And it would have got them the championship.
Yeah. Why on earth would he want to bid for a lesser player than Pepe Reina? Why should Arsene Wenger settle for second best?
True, but I mean, if he goes in for a goalkeeper, Shrew, then obviously he needs a goalkeeper.
He does need a goalkeeper.
I'll say, you know, okay, we're going to get rebuffed on the 25. He didn't know that, but they got rebuffed on that. And then next thing you know, we haven't signed a goalkeeper, and we've gone on the season.
But because there was no world-class one. There's no world-class ones available, James.
To be honest, there's only a handful of world-class goalkeepers.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's available. This argument gets said by a lot of Arsenal fans. Who would we sign that's available? 90% of transfers aren't about player availability.
But he's bid 25 million. But he's bid 25 million for a goalkeeper. It's a lot of money.
Shall I tell you who was available at the start of the season? And Arsenal should have gone in for him.
It wasn't Shay Given. He was never available.
He was.
No, wrong.
He turned around and he said, if I'm not first-class goalkeeper,
Right.
Yeah,
City offered for him to talk to them, and he refused. And I'll tell you exactly why, and this is a fact. Because of the big fat wages he's on. This is true. He was happy to sit on the bench at Man City and take his wage. And Arsenal have got a very, very strict structure there, and he didn't fit into it. And that is factual.
I've heard different reports on that. Because if he'd have been offered first-team football, don't forget Man City. You look at Craig Bellamy. Cardiff ain't paying his wages. Man City are paying his wages.
Yeah.
Cardiff nearly went into administration.
Yeah.
Can I go on to the second point as well? I didn't catch the show last week, but I heard about what happened with QPR, and I've got an idea for that, because they got punished with a fine, a financial money fine, which is nothing really to them, because they can pay that in the drop of a penny.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking, okay, you can't really take the championship off them after you've awarded them the cup, and the fans, because that will hurt the fans more.
But they did it.
What about a transfer
embargo?
In January. Let them strengthen to get into the Premiership, because they're there.
Good idea.
If it's not going well by January, they'll go back down.
But the thing is, you would have to then bring that into the ruling of what you could and couldn't do to other clubs.
Right, can I just say something on this? And
because Sheffield United, it happened to them.
Swindon Town, and I knew
West Ham was it?
I knew the chairman pretty well. Swindon Town was done for the same irregularities as QPR were done for. And Swindon didn't have a lot of money at the time. As I said, the chairman, I knew quite well, wasn't a multi-millionaire or anything like that, didn't have the money to play with. They relegated them, not one, but 2 divisions. You know, and it was only on I think it was on appeal. They got relegated one division, or they might have been. I might have that wrong. It might have been three divisions, and then on appeal they got relegated 2 divisions. But I'll tell you now, the FA could have relegated QPR down to the 1st division.
Yeah.
Because they did it with Swindon, and I think the only reason they didn't is because of Neil Warnock had brought this case against West Ham with the Tevez incident.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just think anything like that would hurt the fans more than the actual club, you know. But
shall I tell you something now, James?
Tricky situation.
Shall I tell you something now, James? As far as the FA concerned, the fans don't mean diddly squat. They don't.
True. Yeah.
They don't. They do not consider the fans when they're doing their sentencing. The fans mean nothing to them.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I've been down to Lancaster Gate, Soho, and all the rest. I tell you now, the fans do not get given a thought.
Yeah, don't even get.
They're not even considered, mate. They're not considered, because at the end of the day, the only things that they can consider is the club, the breach of rules, and what they should do. None of the fans or anybody else in the country comes into it. Yeah.
And just going back to Arsenal, I mean, what would your view be? I mean, because obviously you think Arsene Wenger, well, you know, your view is Arsene Wenger, okay, he's done really well for us, which I you know, don't disagree with. But I mean, if he doesn't strengthen in January, and players like Fabregas and Nasri are set to leave,
take the money for Fabregas, you'll be a better club without him.
Yeah, well, Nasri's stalled on his new contract. Looks like he's off as well, and we have to sell him this summer because he'll be off for free next year. But
there's rumour that Wiltshire could be going to Real Madrid.
Oh God!
John, I'm not being funny, James. He is going to go in for the biggest players, and it's not Arsene's fault that they are not going to sign.
Do you believe in this thing that he has got some good youngsters coming through at the moment? And what he said was, with the youngsters coming through, if he can buy 3 quality players to enhance the players that he's got coming through, they will be challenging again next year.
No, because we'll probably have 3 quality players, maybe even more, leaving us. So he's got to replace them players plus add 2 or 3 more. So, you know, he's looking at about 5 quality players at the moment. Right. And that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. You know, I just think if he doesn't really sort it out this year, this summer, this Black Scarf movement, this fans movement is going to grow bigger and bigger.
Shall I tell you something now, which I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut across you, but shall I tell you something now? You've got big players that have stopped performing. Nasri hasn't performed for the last 3 months.
Yeah, that's true.
You've got Arshavin, hasn't performed since last year.
Isn't it funny with Nasri how he stopped performing, and since then he's been stalling on his contract as well?
You've got Rosicky, hasn't performed for the last 6 months.
I'd have him out the door.
But this is what I'm saying to you. When Arshavin came to you, he was a revelation.
Yeah.
Scored 4 goals against Liverpool.
Yeah.
And the guy was phenomenal. He looked like a world beater. Now he looks as though he doesn't want to play.
Scored 4 against Liverpool.
He doesn't look interested. If you actually look at his stats for this season, he's got a hell of a lot of assists. You wouldn't even believe the stats that he's got. Yeah. But I mean, either way, he just doesn't look like he wants to play for us anymore. Play for the shirt. And I think, you know, players like that, if they don't want to be there, get them out there as soon as possible, because it hurts the dressing room. It hurts morale in the team as well. You know, but. I don't know, it sounds like something serious going on at board level, and it's affecting the players, you know. There's something not right with the club, but we'll wait and see anyway. Alright, listen.
Yeah.
Guys, I've got to go, because I'm on my mobile as well, and it's costing me an arm and a leg.
Alright, mate. James.
Keep up the good work as well. Stay on. Come back next season. We need Sportopsy next season, believe me.
James, brilliant. By the way, did you hear Shmoo saying about Arshavin scored 4 against Liverpool?
No, what's that?
Straight after I said it. It was brilliant.
I apologise. I was reading Facebook.
James, thank you very much for phoning in.
Problem. James,
always important that you guys phone in and keep a...
Mate, Friday is me last night where we're...
It's your last birthday party?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then I'm off, mate. So if you can get down, I'll see you at the Vauxhall. The Vauxhall Taiwanese Inn in Evesham.
No, Thailand.
Yes. Because I'm off on... I'm off... Tuesday morning.
James, thank you very much, mate.
Thanks a lot.
Take care. Nice one, James. Take care, mate.
See you later.
Great call.
James Lee, superb.
Great call. Arsenal season ticket holder.
We have got to do the predictions because we are late now.
Oh well, never mind.
I'm not going to do. I'll just be brief. The last week's predictions we actually did 12 predictions because we had a couple of midweeks.
Can I do an email first? Because obviously Jim, he's probably gone now.
Go on then.
Jim's just asked who's going